This is what it normally looks like. And then you add the effects. Just crazy. That's just crazy, the difference. So I made a thumbnail tutorial about 2 weeks back, and I still use basically those same tips in my thumbnails, but I found a few more tips that will just make your thumbnail way more colorful and pop way, way more. The problem with Modern Warfare is there's just no color. It's a really bland game. There's no color at all. And if you look at my past thumbnails, I tried to make them as colorful as I can. I thought they were decent, but compared to the thumbnails that I make now, I think they're like crap. I don't think they're very good. And, you know, I'm only getting better and better. So I'm going to go through really quickly, but really clearly what I do on how I make my thumbnails. You want to go down to the very bottom and just go to custom game. And then on custom game, you want to go to weapons. And then whatever weapon you use for that video, you just want to make the class in custom games. And then put a camo on. Camos are huge for thumbnails. It's like also one of the most important things. So make sure you got a nice colorful camo. Use one that you like. And then back out of that. And then you want to go to game setup. You want to go to map. And you want to put it on palace right here. Go up to map, put it on palace, go to game rules, keep it on TDM, and then you want the time limit on unlimited. Come down the match start time, put it on 5 seconds, just because you don't need to wait 20 seconds to start the game, you know? Then go all the way to gameplay and turn realism mode on. Turn that on, and then back out of that. And then all you want to do from there is just start the game. So once you load into the game, all you want to do is you just want to shoot your gun. That's all you want to do. And then you want to go to a spot where this sun is hitting your gun, but you want to make sure you're in a spot where it's kind of shady as well. You don't want the sun just pointing straight at the gun, because that'll wash out your weapon, wash out your camo. It'll make it look really bright, and it just won't look good at all. So you want the sun to be pointing on it still, but you don't want it super, super bright. Like this. This is pretty bright right here. If I turn just a little bit, it's a little darker. And then all you want to do is just reload. That's all you want to do. You can screenshot off your PC. You can screenshot off PS4, whatever you want. I go off, I screenshot that, and then I take it into Photoshop. So I'm going to go into Photoshop right now. So once you're on Photoshop, all you want to do is go up to File, go to New, and you want to make it 1280 by 720. Always make your thumbnails 1280 by 720. And all you want to do is just hit OK. Now what you want to do is you want to open up that screenshot that you just took of the gun. So open that up. I didn't actually screenshot that gun. I was just showing you guys. So this is just a screenshot right here. So this is what it will look like. And then all you want to do is you want to come over here. It'll be this tool first. It'll be quick selection tool. All you want to do is right click it, go to magic wand, and then just click the screen. This basically makes it a blue screen. And then all you want to do is just delete it. Right after you click it, just delete it. That'll make it a blue screen. You can just delete everything like that. It's really, really simple. Another way, if you want really, really clean ways to cut it out, which I do use sometimes, is this button right here, the pen tool. And all you do is you basically just click around the gun like this, and you can cut it out like that, and it can be really, really clean. This way is just a really, really fast way. That's 2 methods you can use. Now from here, what you want to do is you want to go over here to your layer. You want to right click it. You want to go to blending options and click stroke. Hit OK. Go to your eraser tool right here. And all stroke does just shows everything that you can't really see. So then you can really erase everything. And all you want to do is just you want to get in and you want to erase everything on the gun, around the gun. That just looks terrible. So just do that. And then just click stroke again. And then that's it. That's your gun render right there. And then what you want to do from there is you just want to right click it, duplicate it, and then you want to duplicate it into your first one that you just made, which is mine is Untitled 1. So do that. I already have my thumbnail made, so I'm not going to duplicate this. I'm going to show you what I did on that thumbnail, and I'm going to go through all the steps right now. So, okay, so we're on the thumbnail that I just made. This is from the very, very start. So this is a screenshot. You can find screenshots online. You just type in the map that you want. You can find them online. Or you can go into game and take your own screenshots the exact same way. All you got to do is just change your thing to Codcaster. There might be a few settings in Codcaster that you need to turn to no. And then you just load the game and you fly around and you take a screenshot of what you want. It's that simple. But you can find a ton online. So this is one online. This is what it looks like at the start. I have Gaussian blur already. I'm going to show you how to do that. All you want to do is go up to filter, go up to blur, and then click Gaussian blur. And then you can set it to whatever you want. I have mine set to 2.2 because sometimes I like it less. Sometimes I like it more. So I keep it on 2.2. And then what I do from there is I go back up to filter and it'll save right here. It'll save. Then all you got to do is just click it again. So you go up to filter, click it, filter, click it, filter, click it. I do it like 3-4 times and it just blurs it out. So this is it. It's blurred out right now. And then what I add to make my thumbnails way more colorful is a color correction. I'm not going to give the color correction out. I don't want everybody to have the exact same colors as me, obviously. You can make color corrections. You can find color corrections online. Really simple, really easy. Here's my first color correction right now. Added the color correction. Look at the difference. That helps a ton already. And it looks colorful right here. It looks really colorful. And then from that, I add another hue and saturation. Gives it just a little bit more color. Makes it look a little better. These two will always be at the top. Your color correction and your hue and saturation. Always at the very top. And then at the very, very bottom will be your background. And then also I add another hue and saturation just over the background, over nothing else, just to give it even more color. Now this looks pretty colorful. This is what I would normally do. This is what I normally do. And by the way, I have mine set on 50%. I think I just like it zoomed out more. It's weird. It's smaller, but I feel like I can just see the thumbnail way better for some reason. I just like it zoomed out. You can follow the same tip. You can come down and just change it to 50% down here. That's how I like it. But this is what I had at the start. This is what I did. This is probably what a lot of people do. And I thought this was colorful. But compared to what I do now, it's like nothing. So this is what I tried at the start. I was like, how do I make this more colorful? So I came up here and I tried adding more hue and saturation. But the more saturation you add, look what it ends up looking like. It looks like crap the more hue and saturation you add. So I'm like, okay, I can't use another hue and saturation. So what do I do? So I went over to here. I went over to vibrance. And this is vibrance right here. And all I did on vibrance, I turned the saturation all the way to 100. And I have vibrance at the very, very top, just like these layers. So basically these 3 layers will always be at the top, but I'll explain more later on that. So this is what vibrance does with hue and saturation all the way up. So the difference is just insane. It makes it way more colorful. You can see details of like colors on the map, but they actually pop when you do this. And it doesn't look extremely weird, just like the hue and saturation did. You know, it actually keeps the same solid colors. Now, mine's on 100. You can keep it 100. You can turn it down a little bit too. This is just a huge tip to make your thumbnails pop way, way more. So that's just the background. Now you want good backgrounds, and you want your backgrounds to match your guns, and you want them to match the gun's camo. That's like the most important thing. A smart thing to do is almost try to get some sky in there. Some nice blue sky with some clouds. It always looks good in thumbnails. It really, really does. So then basically you want to add in your gun that you just made and you just cut out. So you duplicate that in here and you add that in. Here's mine right here. It's a scar. Now this has no camo on it, but the scar already has kind of like a tannish, yellowish camo. Now this is what it looks like with vibrance on. Look when I turn vibrance off. Look at the gun. Look at the difference. It's like insane. It makes it look so good. It just makes it look so good. In the background just pops way more. So that helps a ton. That helps a ton. Now, one tip right here, like 80% of the time, you can have your guns under vibrance. You can have it under vibrance, but sometimes the guns might be too bright. The colors on it might be way too bright. They might make it look a little weird. So if it does happen to be like that, all you want to do is just drag vibrance under the gun. That's all you got to do. Drag vibrance under the gun, and then you can make another vibrance layer. You can make it above the gun, and you can make it like 20%, 30%. Give it just a little bit of color, but not fully 100, you know? And then you want to make that a clipping mask too. All you got to do is just right click it and then make create clipping mask. That's all you got to do. And that'll be on the gun only. That's if the vibrance is too much on the gun. But like I said, 70-80% of the time, it mostly will look good. But the difference here, yeah, it's crazy. It looks so good. It looks way better. Now I'm going to show you the effects that I add on the gun. So these are what I add usually on my guns. First, you got a color overlay. And all this does just makes it a little brighter. Sometimes it makes it look worse. Sometimes it makes it look better. Sometimes I'll turn this down or up. It's all preference. You know, you gotta test it out and do it yourself. But this is just the basic. I'll have it on overlay. Put it on white to give it a nice little white, and then I put it on 16 because white obviously is bright. That's just the first step. And then usually I'll add a drop shadow on my guns too. Just makes it look a little more kind of 3D, I guess. Makes it pop a little bit more. Not all the time, you don't need to do this, but a lot of times I do it. And then obviously the most important part, the outer glow. Now I have my outer glow set on 21 opacity and the size all the way up. You want to do this like every time. That'll give it just a little glow behind it. It'll also make the background glow a little bit more. So that's a huge step just right there. Now that's what I do on most of my guns. And then you have like a thumbnail like done already. Like this looks really good. Colors are popping. Looks way better than any of my old thumbnails that I've ever done. There's actually color in this game. It doesn't even look like it's Modern Warfare, to be honest. Now I also want to give another tip. I'm not going to do it in this video because obviously I don't have like a camo on or anything. But if you ever see those thumbnails where the guns are glowing, the colors are glowing on the gun, I'm going to show you guys how to do that right now. All you want to do is click your gun, come down right to here, go to a new layer, and then go right here where it says normal and change it to screen. Change it to screen. You come over here to this paintbrush right here, brush tool, come down to these two colors, you click the color, and then usually you'll click a spot on the gun. Like if it's a red camo, you can put red on, or whatever camo it is, you usually click the gun and get basically the same color. You can put whatever color you want, obviously. I'll just change it to red for now and show you guys. Right click to change the size. You want this hardness all the way down to 0. And then the size, you usually want to put it like in 3 spots. So like this is a big spot right here. Say there's a big red spot right here. You put a little glow right there. Obviously it's not going to look good. There's no red camo here, but this is just showing you guys. And then say you want another red spot right here, put one right there. Then you make this size just a little smaller, go up to the barrel, put another red spot. That is how you make your guns glow. That is just showing you guys how to do it. Obviously this doesn't look good because these colors do not match at all. That is how you do your little glows right there. You can play around with that too. You can turn the opacity down too sometimes if it's a little bright. That's how you add the little glows on the gun. We're not going to do that today. I like the more clean look, obviously. I like adding text too. but a lot of times it just looks so much more clean when you just have the gun on here, you know? But text is really, really useful sometimes. So this is what I have on my text. Here's my text right here. It just says Scar Age, you know, the usual. What I do for my text is sometimes I'll add a stroke, sometimes I don't. I have the stroke set to 2. Everything's regular, have the stroke set to 2. Some people have stroke set like really, really high and they do all this stuff for thumbnails for their text. Mine is really, really simple. Stroke is 2. You go to gradient overlay here, click the gradient. It'll be on this first. This is like the normal. And then all you want to do is click the black, click the color, and then you want to go up to the white right here and then just go down just a little bit, like right here. And then I'll just make it gray and white, and it'll just give it a little gradient, you know, makes it, instead of just being all white, just gives it some more detail. And then drop shadow. This is normal for drop shadow. This is nothing changed. Sometimes I'll keep it like this. Sometimes I'll change this to like 25, 20. Change this to 15, and that'll give it just more of a little glow behind it. You can make it bigger, you can make it smaller. It depends how big your text is, obviously. That is what I do on my text too when I have text for thumbnails. But I've been liking the clean look, just the gun render. But obviously it's your choice. That is how I make my thumbnails, and I'm telling you guys, that makes Modern Warfare look not even like Modern Warfare. It is super colorful. You know, you go from this, I mean, look at this. This is what it normally looks like. And then you add the effects. Just crazy. That's just crazy, the difference. So hope I could help a lot of you guys out. I love helping people. So if you guys did find this video useful, please hit that sub button. Please hit the like. It really, really helps me out. Only do it if you guys did enjoy it and you did find this video helpful. But yeah, that's basically it, guys. That is how I do my thumbnails. I'm learning new things every day. I'm practicing every day. Every game is different as well. So, but with all that being said, hope you guys enjoyed.